All right, so I wanted to do a quick video about tennis drills. So usually in practice, I like to start with, maybe we do some running and stretches, but after that's over, we will usually go with I like the switch sides drill. And that's just real simple. This is the court, and you can do it short court if the kids don't know what they're doing. Just play the 4 boxes, and if these are the players, we'll make the players X's. Then they just switch sides after every hit. So even after the feed, they switch across after each hit. And you can do that short court or full court. If you do it full court, just make sure you use singles lines only. So full court, only singles lines. So you can do both of those. Okay. And then an alternative to that, let's say if you have 6 kids on a court, maybe these are your singles kids. You could do something like this. And say I'm running out of room. I don't know. Okay, there's the full court. And let's say you have, I'll make the players circles this time. So you have one player here, one player there. And the players here will alternate hits. So after every hit, these players will alternate spots. So this is player, 1 and 2 are 1 and 2 are always over there. Players 3 and 4 will alternate after each hit, and players 5 and 6 will alternate after each hit. And that can be done full court, just working on ground strokes. Maybe they're hitting cross court, hitting down the line. And so once again, this is just why is my pen not working? This is to work on movement, footwork, moving, and that's the big theme. All right, so bang bang. If this is the court, let's see. So I like to have the players start. Let me think about this. Bang bang doubles alleys are in. And players should start probably on the service line. So I'll make the players X's, X, 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 X. There we go. And then the coach maybe back here. And the coach will feed the champs. So I'll make the champs, I'll put a little square around the champs. So this is the champ side. I like to set up agility ladders for the losers. Anytime you lose, you do the ladder. They kind of get in the way of where the coach is standing. So maybe over here, maybe the coach is going to be slightly in front of the agility ladder, so that way they're out of the way. And then this agility ladder right here. Usually I do this on, I'll put 3 agility ladders up because I'll have it running on 2 courts. This is the ideal drill probably for 6 to 8 kids, probably 6. Probably 6, groups of 3. You can also do bang bang with 3 on a team. But let's say you got 6 kids on this court, and let's say they're those kids probably shouldn't be on the court. They should be back off of it. Let me erase that. Okay, so maybe players 5 and 6 are waiting back here off the court. All right, so 1 and 2 are the champs, 3 and 4 are the challengers. You're gonna feed the ball in. They're gonna hit it out of the air. So you'll feed it to. Usually, I feed it to either player 1 or 2. Then the next ball will feed to 2, and they just play it out. Full court's in, but it's win 3, right? Win 3 or win 2. Win 2 out of 3. Win 2 out of 3 to move on. and then whoever loses does the agility ladders, and you can go up to points. You only win points when you are the champs and you beat somebody, or you get to be the champ. So anytime you win 2 out of 3, you get a point pretty much, because you get a point for going over. You get a point once you're over there. So you want to get 11 total points. It's a pretty decent game. You could also go to 15. Another thing you could do is you could have, if you had 9 players on one court, you could just put in some extra players there. I don't know, maybe what would that look like? Let me see if I can find a different color. So if we'll go red. So if you had 6 players on the court, maybe have them line up like this, and same idea. Big thing is they got to get off the line. A lot of them like to camp out on the line, so you want to encourage them that if they hit a good shot to go to the net. But what this drill works on is keeping the ball low, because they're going to get punished for any high balls. And your feeds, like if you feed it high, they're gonna lose right away. So you're gonna hit lower feeds, hit to their backhands, make it a little tough on them. But they keep the ball low. It also teaches them to how to play at the net. So they're also learning that. I think kids are less likely to get hit by a ball in a match if they play bang bang every day, because then they'll get used to the speed of the game. They'll understand what ball is likely to hit them. So yeah, kids might get hit during the drill, but they're less likely to get hit during the match because they're doing the drill. All right. So anyways, let's go on to the next one. Find it. I like this drill. Find it is, say you got a court, put the coach here in the way back. Champs are going to be on the same side, so this will be champ 1, champ 2. All right, and then these are the alleys, service lines, net right here, we'll say, and okay, there we go. All right, so anyways, challengers, I'd say this is a good one for 6 kids as well. But you can do more, just but I think 6 is perfect. All right, so let's say players 3 is right there, and player 4, and they're on a team, and then 5 and 6 are on their own team, and so 5 and 6 will go together, and 3 and 4 to go together. So first one up will just be 3 and 4. So what's going to happen is you're going to say go. When the coach says go, 3 goes to here, 4 goes to here. When they get to about the middle of the court, as they're running over, when they get to that dotted line, that's when you're going to hit the feed, and you're going to feed a high ball, a lob, right? And it doesn't have to be into the baseline, because or all the way into the back, because you want to be kind of nice about it. So maybe feed it into the service boxes actually. So we'll say maybe that lob looks more like this, right? Because they're going to they want to find the ball. So once they find it, they're going to play it out, and that counts as their first point. Once again, got to win 2 out of 3. And so you're just going to feed. You might say, well, where do they have to be on ball 2 and 3? Where do the challengers have to be? Just go ahead and feed it wherever they are. So maybe they'll start at the net. Maybe it just keep it going. Keep it moving is all that matters. You don't need agility ladders, because once, let's say, if they lose, right? If they lose, then 5 and 6, right? You're going to be like, okay, so 3 and 4 maybe are here and here, and they're going to go to the outside and have to get back, right? Because they're going to have to go all the way back to here, 3 and 4. And 5 and 6, but you're not even going to wait for 3 and 4 to get all the way back. You're just be like, go. And 5 and 6, 5 will head over, right? And 6 will head over. So you can just go ahead and run it from there. So you can do the same thing. If let's say 3 and 4 won, then they would, obviously you don't want a collision, but you can, once, if 3 and 4, let me see if I can erase some of this. So let's say, I'm getting rid of a lot. I'm probably going to lose some stuff. Okay, so let's say champs 1 and 2 are gone. Oh, there goes the court. Okay, so something like this. All right, so it's 5 and 6 versus 3 and 4, and so 3 and 4 are walking back, and you can say go if they're not hustling. When they get around here, because they should be running, but when they get maybe to the dotted line, you can say go again, just to something to avoid a collision. But 5 and 6 are going to be hustling over, and that'll make 3 and 4 reset easily, and then you can play the point out from there. Once again, 2 of 3, you hit the lob, and so on. All right. Okay, so there's 3 drills that make the kids move. I also like Temple of Doom. I can remind you what that is. This usually is done with 3 players, but can be done with 4. 4, the person will be a feeder. So if it was done with 3 players, you would have maybe a hopper or a cart right here. Player 1, player 2 at the baseline, and then player 3 will be in the Temple of Doom. So what they have to do is they start by touching the single sideline. We'll say where that X is. They're just going to touch the sideline with their racket, and then player 1, who's near the feeding cart right there, will hit the feed into the open court a little bit, just making them move. And then this player is going to run for the ball, but they should make it a nice enough feed where they can get to it, and then they play it out. And I think the goal is to win 5. Clean winners count as 2. Okay. And then you just rotate, right? And this would be in terms of lines, the person in the temple can aim doubles, right? Because there's 2 on the other side, and these people have to aim singles. Okay. Let's see. So we got those 2. 10-ball jam is more of a game, but this is nice because you don't have to. Once you teach the kids, they can kind of do this themselves. So what you're going to do is you're going to have them get 10 balls, 1, 2, or actually, you can do 7 or whatever. Let's just say we'll do 10 because it is called 10-ball jam. All right, so we'll put 5 right here and 5 right here, and then 5 on this side, and these are points, right? So you're trying to run out of these points. The first team to eliminate all their tennis balls is the winner. So you got 5 balls, and this is a doubles drill. So you're gonna have the players start, say like at the net. They're gonna start by spinning the racket, and then someone's gonna say up or down or M or W or whatever, and the winner of that will feed, and they have to bounce it. So the feed has to bounce, and the feed has to go beyond the service box, the service line. Otherwise, you're going to see that'll be a problem, because what's going to happen is, let me go ahead and put the players in. Let's say player 1 is here, player 2. They're just kind of starting somewhere in the box, 3 and 4. 3 and 4 on a team, 1 and 2 are on a team. And what's going to happen is say 1 and 2 win the spin, and 3 and 4 are immediately, let me get a different color, immediately going to run back to the baseline, and 1 and 2 are going to pick up the ball and play from the net. So after that point's over, if 1 and 2 win, they're already at the net. They can just stay there, right, and play out the next point, because they're going to pick up another ball, right, and players 3 and 4 are back here, and it's fine. But what's going to happen is, if the opposite's true and 3 and 4 win, then 3 and 4 are going back to the net to grab one of the balls, and 1 and 2 are going to hustle back to the baseline. So once again, this makes them move and whatnot, and yeah. And then once they're out of 10, this can also be done with three on a side, similar to Bang Bang. So 3 on a side is okay. So teams of 3, and they don't have to be symmetrical. So like if you have an odd number and you got a team of 2 and a team of 3, that's fine. All right. So there you go. I don't think there's anything else to mention there. So that was 10 Ball Jam. We got Temple of Doom. High Five is a relay race. So you can do this with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 courts. And you just gotta, it's a little trickier with 3 courts. It doesn't make sense, but it should work. So with 2 courts, it would look like this. You would have, this is a relay race, is pretty much what it is. So let's say it's called High Five. I think you're supposed to win. I think you're supposed to win 5 points, but if sometimes they make it 3, if the kids aren't very good, and feeds count. So let's say we make it three balls. Let's say it's 5v5, 5 versus 5. All right, so this is the team of 5. There'll be X's, and this is the team of 5. There'll be circles. Okay. So what's going to happen is one of the circles is going to head over here to start, and one of the X's is going to head over here to start. So notice they're on different courts, right? And so you got to kind of, it's an honor system in that there's no stalling. So you're going to have to tell the kids they're not allowed to stall, and that'll be more obvious as you play the game why that would be the case, because you're going to hit the feed in. So let's say the X's will hit their own feed in, the players will, and the circles will hit their own feed in. And it's just singles. You're just going to play it out, singles lines. So just those 2 players are duking it out. And this player has to win 3 points, we'll say. And this player has to win 3 points. Now you can change it to 5 for High Five if you want. But the reason it's called High Five is, let's say this player right here in yellow is able to win 3 points. So what they would then do is they would then run over here and high five whoever, somebody in line. That person then takes their spot and heads over to this place right here. And now they have to win 3, right? And so that's all it is. And you got to get through your whole line and before the other team does, because this new player will be over here, right? And with the blue line, right? And then this player right here this player right here in green could get stuck over there. So you could, that's why the teams have to be fair. 3 points is good because sometimes the feeders will screw up. So if the feeder screws up, then feeds count, right? You can say, if they miss their feed and hit it into the net, that counts as that person's point. So that's the only bad thing about that game. If you have 3 courts, you can do it the same way. It just gets a little trickier. I think I can show you because we've done this before. And maybe it's obvious, but let me show you real quick. So if you have... get rid of all this. All right. So if you have 3 courts or 3... because you don't have enough for, say, 4 courts. So your whole team can do this, right? So let's say you have 3 teams of 4 or something. All right. 12 people. That seems reasonable. All right. So here are the circles. Here are the X's. And here are the triangles. All right. So now I can run the same way, except a circle will start here, we'll say. an X will start there, and a triangle will start there. So this means the triangles kind of get screwed over a little bit because they got to run the furthest, right? But it works, and so you can play it this way, and the game still works. Okay, so let's see. There's a couple drills that Victor taught me, and these are, I guess before I show you those, I guess the other drills I like to do at tennis are earn the return, which you already know. That's where you gotta you gotta hit serves, challenge. That's I know you know this one, but that's where the challengers are the kids are really working on their serves, right? So you'll have, the servers will be back here, letter S's, and they're playing cross court versus champs. And so your champs will be here, and they have to tell the champ whether they have one or two, or one or zero or one. So the first thing they do is go up there and announce 0 or 1. You just got to tell them how many points you have. And because you have to earn 2 points from 2 different people. So earn 1 point from each different person, but earn 2 points total. But they got to come from 2 different people. And doubles alleys are in. Servers obviously got to serve it in the box. They get 2 chances. And this is a great game. All right. Bombardment, you already know. So I'll just write it down. Dingles. Dingles is the way we play it. Everyone plays this differently. Dingles stands for doubles and singles. And the way it is you'll have, you'll have players. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 3 and 4 are on a team. 1 and 2 are on a team. So they'll start rallying. 3 and 2 say cross court. 1 and 4, and this is cooperative at first, so it doesn't count. And then once a ball goes out, you yell dingles and you play it out. And that's what counts as points. So when one ball goes out, yell dingles and play it out. And the second ball is what counts. If both balls go out, you say double dingles and just start over. Okay. There was an interesting drill, and I sent it in a video where you play a whole set versus somebody using normal scoring, but you start in the service boxes. So player 1 plays player 2, and they only use this side of the court, the screen side, right? And the whole court's in, but the idea is that you're volleying back and forth right here, right? And you call out the score normal, like 15-0-0, 15 love, 30 love, right? Let's say player 2 is serving right now. And they're going to call out the score like that, but player 2 has the extra advantage when they're the server, right? They just feed it in, right? So they're the feeder. When they're the server, servers can win on clean winners, can win the game, the entire game. So this makes it faster. And it also makes them go for more, makes them be more aggressive. And I think that's a really cool game. So give that a try. It works on volleying and gets the players being competitive, which they need to do. All right. And then why do they need to be competitive? Because if you want them to compete, competition is stressful. So the only way you can get ready for a stressful thing like competition is by competing every day in practice. So if they ask you why everything's got to have a score, everything's got to be a competition, that's why. It's because a lot of them are afraid to compete or scared or nervous, and the way they're going to get rid of all that is by competing. So that's why you want your practices to include scores. All right. So, anyways, the final two. This one's called Feed and Follow. I haven't done this yet this year, but I like it. And the way this works is you'll have this is a really cool drill. And let's say you'll have player one start over here and player two, and they are always all time in, or always in, always. So they don't rotate, right? Players one and two. They're not on a team. And what it is players three will play, say, player two, and player four will play player one. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a point going right here, and then there's going to be a point going in the other direction, right? The purple ball, we'll say. Okay, so let me see if I can make that clear. So they're playing right there, and then the other 3 and 2 are playing their own game. Okay, so anyways, they don't do it at the same time. Otherwise, they're going to run into each other. So what's going to happen is we'll say 4 hits the purple feed, and we'll say 3 and 2 are just waiting. And 4 is going to run in after that feed. So it's feed and follow. So, right, so they're following that ball into the net, and player 4 is now up here, and they're volleying with player 1. And then after that point's over, they are going to, and they're probably not going to be standing right there. I probably drew player 4 in the wrong spot because, let me show you. Player 4 is probably going to be about right there. And then after that point's over, they're going to break to the outside, go back to the end of the line. And as soon as it's over, right, no waiting, 3 will hit their feed, this blue or this red ball. And so get rid of this purple line, get rid of this, get rid of player 4 because they've left now. And player 3 hits this feed right here and follows it up, right? So the idea being that the player 3 now is going to take the net right here, right? And this rally is going on. And sometimes because the players aren't very good at hitting their feed or they're not very good at their volleys, I'll even take another ball with me when if I'm player 3 and I'm running up there and then feed another one in just to keep it going a little longer. But after that's done, just break to the outside. And once again, notice what these drills all have in common is movement. And so I think it's an excellent drill to get them to work on going to the net because you're really just hitting it and charging in. All right, so after player 3 hits that red feed, they charge to the net. And you can talk to them about, let's say they can't get to the net. That's fine. When player 2 takes their racket back, 3 should split step, right? And handle that ball. So maybe player 3 only gets to right there, right? And then they split step and handle the ball there. Then they continue their charge to the net. And that's a good skill to work on or to think about because obviously you're not going to charge into the ball and not split step and handle the ball, right? So when you see that racket go back of player 2 and they're about to hit, then that split step is coming and they're going to hit that and you're going to handle the ball right there. Okay, so feed and follow. Another drill. This is another one I learned from Victor at Chippewa, and I like that last one. This one you're going to divide the players up. You might be able to rotate on this, but I think it works best with probably 4 on a court, probably just 4 on a court. But I'm sure there's a way you can rotate it. But let's say you have 4 on a court, so we'll put 1 and 2 starting there in the service box, middle of the box. General rule in doubles: always tell your kids to start middle of the box. And that just forces the other team to aim. And they're gonna have to watch like a wide ball. They're gonna have to step with it a little wide. But having them start middle of the box is just it's an aggressive thing, and it's pretty cool. I think it's worth it. All right, 3 and 4 are right here and here. And what 3 and 4 are gonna do, or what the way the drill works is, we'll say there's a card of tennis balls right here, this green box. And 1 is going to go over there and get I mean, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can have player one feed them all. You can have player one bring two balls, and then player two bring two. So let's say player one's got the first two. So what they're gonna do is we'll just say that they feed the person. I don't know the best way to do it. It doesn't really matter. We'll say they feed the player across from, or not across from them, but whoops, there goes the net. They feed the player diagonal. All right, cross court. So the first ball is fed like that. And then this player has two balls they have to hit. They have to hit one drive and one lob. So that's the rule. So they don't have they don't have to tell you which one they're going to hit. So let's say this first ball player four gets is a drive. So he just crushes the ball right at player two. All right. Well, player two and then you play it out doubles, right? And this one really doesn't have a scoring system, but that's okay. It's pretty good. And then four is going, and then player four gets their second ball, and then this one right on the second ball. So here comes ball two, and this ball is going to get fed to the same person, and then this time it has to be a lob, and so player four can lob player one, can lob player two, whatever they want to do, but this has to be a lob, and so and then once that's done, then player one can feed player three, or player two can feed player three. Let's say player two does it, right? So player two is then going to get two balls, and then this player over here, player three, will hit one lob and one drive, and once again play out all the points. And then once that's done, you can have one and two go back, right, and players three and four move up, and then they flip roles, right? So three and four are the feeders, one and two are the drive and lob. And whoops, I think that's a good drill. All right, that's it.